and nothing has changed, and that black folk are still fighting for self-sufficiency and competitiveness in this country, and that we must come together quickly or what risk being a permanent underclass in the society. And black folk will not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens, because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems, and they are competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture. They're going to eat our lunches. They're going to eat our lunches, our lunches.
The year is 1995. Ice Cube and Chris Tucker dropped the first iteration of the movie Friday. The Dallas Cowboys win their 5th Super Bowl. Michael Jordan is still retired, and because of that retirement, the Houston Rockets win back-to-back NBA titles. But all the way in Detroit, there is an educator, Dr. Claude Anderson, that is going to make a prediction that comes true in 2023. But there is nobody that will listen to him. So he stops by the Detroit Black Journal and speaks to Mr. Darrell Wood, as he's going to give this explosive prophecy that will shake black America in 2023. Let's check it out.
And nothing has changed, and that black folk are still fighting for self-sufficiency and competitiveness in this country, and that we must come together quickly or what risk being a permanent underclass in the society.
One of the alarming predictions you make in the book is along those lines. You mentioned that blacks will be pretty much a permanent underclass in America by the year 2015. Why the year 2015?
2015 because what I've concluded from analysis is that there are going to be a converging of social factors nationally and internationally that's going to place blacks in a permanent status of underclassship. And we anticipate by that point in time, based on all the research that's coming to us, that the next generation of whites are going to be more anti-black than they've been since the civil rights movement. 2, we anticipate by the same token about 86 million Hispanics coming into the United States and about 41 million Asians by that point in time, which is going to kick black folk out of being the minority in the society down to a minority. We've been number 2 in the society for 400 years as a group. We're going to become number 4. And if we have not gotten anything after being number 2 for 400 years, you guess what's going to happen when we become number 4. Because at that point in time, all the new groups coming into America, they're coming in higher than we are, because this country operates off of a preferential acceptance program, which means that groups are coming in based on skin color, going from the lightest down to the darkest, light, yellow, brown, black. And that's what our immigration laws are based on. And black folk will not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens, because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems, and they are competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture. They're going to eat our lunches.
Now, for those of you who know that living legend, his name is Dr. Claude Anderson, author of Powernomics and other great books that we should discuss a little bit later. But see, Dr. Claude Anderson, at this particular time, is a little bit upset. He's going around the country giving lectures, trying to wake black people up. And at this point, we're still the secondary minority class in America. We're still the voting bloc that most Democrats need. Even though Republicans are ignoring us, we still hold a lot of weight in the country. But let's fast forward to 2015. In fact, let's fast forward to 2023, because his prediction already happens in 2015, but it's evident by 2023. We've seen it already. If you've seen this video from John Leguizamo, then you know what Dr. Claude Anderson is saying is true. Play that clip.
Latin people, we're the largest ethnic group in America, the oldest ethnic group. We built this country. We suffered in this country. We were oppressed, and we're thriving. We add $2.8 trillion to the GDP every year. If we were our own country, we'd be the 5th largest economy in the world, bigger than England, bigger than Italy, bigger than Brazil. And that's just in America. So I found Latin excellence all over America, in Chicago, in DC, in Miami, in Puerto Rico, in LA, in New York. And we ate, we danced, and we celebrated, because nobody knows how to enjoy life as good as Latinos.
Now, let's go to the Earn Your Leisure podcast, which is a very great podcast and a platform. Shout out to those brothers. And they interviewed very talented actor Larenz Tate. And Larenz Tate was talking about the rise of black British actors who are replacing, or who have replaced, many black American actors. If you've heard of Idris Elba, guys like that, Daniel Kaluuya, guys like that, John Boyega, I believe this is his name. guys like that. These are people who are taking roles from African Americans and are even doing it with a African American accent or an American accent. So Larenz Tate was asked, how does he feel about these black British actors who are coming into the space? Let's check it out.
But I don't see the next rendition of the black male actor because of the British invasion. What are your thoughts?
I don't look at it as a competition. I look at the collective. Okay. So, there's brothers who are doing it, whether they're doing it here in America, whether they're doing it, over from the UK or even from the mother continent, Africa. Yeah. I'm cool with whatever it's going to be. But I feel like Hollywood believes there's more value in British black actors than they do black actors. And I think a part of it goes into that, they have an audience over there. So they translate internationally, going back to that, what I think is, a hoax that we don't sell or we're not valuable. So I think they put that in the mix. Yeah. And also I just think Hollywood is just in love with the UK and all things, British. Yeah. And so I feel like the black American actor is, I see what that decline is, but we here.
You're here, yeah. I said y'all are here.
Yeah,
y'all are here.
But I love the collective, so
yeah.
I'm not.
They killing it. I mean, those guys are killing it.
Yeah, they killing it. And listen, my heart ain't pumping no Kool-Aid. I know what I stand on. You know what I mean? It's blood running through these veins. You know what I'm saying? Cold as ice, bro. So we're gonna be all right.
Chi-Town's on.
Already, you dig?
You see, I want to talk about the particular thing that Dr. Claude Anderson said. He says this, and I'll play it right now. It's from a snippet of the clip. Let's hear what he has to say about black people keeping a more competitive posture, and then we'll come back.
And black folk would not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens, because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems, and they're competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture. They're going to eat our lunches.
See, that phrase right there says it all. Now, again, I'm a brother that's a Pan-African, and I have a similar stance to Larenz Tate that, hey, you know what? I'm glad to see blacks just winning. But Dr. Claude Anderson might look at that a little different. He's saying that black people are not understanding that they need to compete. And because of their open arm policy, these other people are going to come in and eat your lunch. Now, he probably never predicted it was going to be the black British, but certainly he should have saw that, you had people from all other groups coming into America. And guess what? They don't owe you anything. They don't have your struggle. And the black British actors don't owe you anything. They don't own your struggles. So what Dr. Claude Anderson was saying, listen, if we don't unite, we're going to be a permanent underclass. So then that brings a question that we must investigate. What happened to all of the black entrepreneurs in the movie industry that would develop black films, that would even expand that market into the African market or expand that market into the British market? You see, Larenz Tate said something that was very interesting. He said, I think that white people look at the black British actors or in the industry, whoever runs the industry, and there's a lot of different people who might be in the industry, but, they're feeling that these people may have an audience there. And I understand what he could be saying, but they're using an American accent typically. They're not speaking in a British accent. So I don't know what he's trying to get there, but he's trying to say that, they want to see these guys come up. But the reality is that it's another way to keep you African American actors out. Just like the same thing that we see that happens when you have immigrants coming into America, especially if they're black. Those immigrants are typically used, or what they want to do is to replace us and cause division in between both our group and whatever group is coming in. And see, the situation is we should be trying to open up the market for our people and expanding it, controlling the money ourselves, giving our own selves the jobs to wherever it needs to be. So that way we control the industry. That's what Powernomics is all about. And I did order the book, right? Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. And if you want to actually get the book, I'll put it in the first comment pin to the top on Amazon. See, that's what the theory is. You should control your industry such that you can hire the people that you want to hire because you got black buyers. You can expand that market all through the black world. But because we have not been serious as a group Now we're being pushed out of the roles that we think that these people in Hollywood owe us, and they don't owe us anything. They don't. It's not their job in Hollywood to give you jobs. It's your job to give you jobs. Like Tyler Perry owns his own studios. And to be fair, you have a lot of black people who own studios that are still giving black British guys the roles. And if they're good, they're good. I'm swinging the bat. But it's your job to hire your people. It's your job to get into the business. And if you don't do it, you don't have any power. But now you have these guys who are not in the industry, not wanting to own the business, and then you're complaining that you're getting replaced. But you can't complain about getting replaced when you have no ownership. And that's why Dr. Claude Anderson always has spoken to black people about getting power. But we have never listened. And we have become the permanent underclass that the living legend Dr. Claude Anderson predicted. We owe him an apology for not listening to him. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.